Hi everyone, it's another day, another share. So I received in and ordered and brought into the store something called Bloc Locs. These are amazing. I am totally sold. I have used the flying geese several times. I have used the half square triangles. So now I'm doing working today with the triangle in a square. So it's a kit of rulers. So you have the side ruler, and then you have the triangle ruler, and they would go together. These are the rulers that you would use to cut your pieces, and I'm going to show you that. I don't know if you can see this, but there is two lines that I have put on these for the pattern that I wanted to play with. So there are patterns that go with these rulers. This designer is an amazing designer. Her name is Janna Thomas, and she's designed the rulers. She's designed the quilt patterns, and this is the one that I'm playing with right now called Magic Mariner's Compass. And I'm going to be doing one of the units from this block. So the unit I'm doing is going to be this unit in here. And I've just grabbed fabric. I'm just playing right now. I'm not doing the whole quilt in this color scheme. It's just fabric that I have pulled out of the drawer, whatever, and cut and put together. So the first thing I want to do is I want to cut, and I'm going to line up these Sharpie marks that I put on the ruler and on the across the gray strip that I have here. So this is, they give you all the instructions in the pattern. You have one fabric, then a gray, in my case a gray, and then a white, and then you're just going to cut around. I like using this turning table. Just makes life so much easier. Now you see that they have on this particular ruler of the kit, they have these cut-off point ends. They've blunted them. So there's your first cut after you sew your pieces together. This is what you got. This would be waist. So you could do a cut this way, a cut this way, that way, and obviously this will line up in a different place. And I think she gives you, in that pattern, she gives you that lineup. And you would put that aside for another project to come up with, she said, in the pattern. So there's your first cut. Now I want to cut the two sides. So I've taken this batik. The two sides are a left and right, so you need opposites. So these ones are really easy. There's less waste. You cut the size strip that you would need, and then you would line up, in this case, the side, and then you would just go ahead and cut, and then you would turn it and cut the other way, okay? And I have it folded, so I end up getting left and right away, like that. Now, like I said, I pointed out that she's blunted this. So to sew these together, you would take this blunt edge, turn them right sides together, and you would line that blunt end up, and you would sew it like that, and it would look like that once it's ironed. And then you would do the same thing. You would take this piece, hold on, let me just get this right. So you would take this piece like this, turn it right sides together, you would line this blunt edge up, and sew your 1/4 inch, and then you would have a piece like this. Now this is oversized, and this is where I love it. This is where this ruler comes in. This is your squaring up ruler, and you have these ridges or these indentations, and that's where your seam is, and you want to iron towards the darker, in this case towards the dark, or out to these these pieces, iron towards these pieces. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to take this, and these grooves are going to sit right into this ledge, and it doesn't move. It doesn't move. I can't turn it the other way, but it doesn't move. So you lock it in, and then you would just go ahead, and there goes my iron, and you would just square up your squares. And then you have a perfectly squared up piece. Okay? Measuring the length, which is 4.5 by 4.5. Perfectly cut, perfectly with, from this point to the edge, you have a perfect, from this point to here, that's a perfect 1/4 inch. So everything is perfect. And that is how she does the half square triangle. Now, I'm obviously doing something fancy in here. You could use plain fabric and do them. I might do something where I use these blocks in a design that I put together that will be simpler than this particular pattern. But boy, does it make a difference. So this comes as a kit, all 3 rulers together. You have your squaring up ruler. You have the rulers that you would need to cut your individual pieces, and super, super easy. And there it is. Okay? Your strips, if you're doing it where you are wanting to use a plain fabric and then 2 fabrics on either side, what you would do is measure this to here and cut your strip about that size, or a tad more, because you can just cut around like you saw me do. This here, as you can see, I have room all the way around. Okay? So you can cut it just a tad bigger and then just cut around as you cut your pieces out. If you are using, you can go, if you're using one fabric, you can cut here and then turn it and cut here and so forth and so on. And this way you will have very little waste along the strip of your fabric. This strip is measuring about 5.5 inches. Okay, it's measuring about 5.5. So if you cut at 5.5, now this here measures 5 inches. Just over the 5-inch mark. Just right. So that's why they give you a little bit more, so you can make sure. And this way, because she's using a pattern with a stripe, and she wants that stripe in the same place on your ruler, that's why it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, so you can do this with anything. Okay, now this is cut exactly the same width as the ruler, and this ruler is measuring 5 1/8. 5 1/8. So this is 5 1/8. Yeah. So when you get them, you can just measure them and cut them. So, and then this is, like I said, this is your squaring up ruler. These grooves are notched out, and they're meant to slide into the seam allowance here. You just slide it in, and then that ruler, you know that these, it's centered, it's right, and then you just cut around and you've evenly cut it. It's a no-brainer. So that is the in a triangle in a square kit ruler set, and that's how you would use it. So we will see you on the next Other Day Another Share. Bye bye.